How's it going, everybody? Welcome to today's stick mobility class. I am Coach Ray. Thank you for joining me as usual. It's good to see you guys. Now, today's class, we are going to require access to all three sticks. So 2 long and 1 short stick here. Now, you notice the camera angle is set up to be a little bit different because I got some distance going down a track here. Now, for our strength training drill, we are going to need some space. If you don't have a lot of space, roughly about 10 square feet is going to be perfectly fine. But we are going to be doing a dynamic strength drill. I don't know if you remember, but a little while ago I did a landmine type of workout. We're going to put that into practice. We're going to put that into use. So we're actually going to be dynamically moving forward as we actually get into our strength training aspect. However, to warm up for that and working on core drills today, we are going to go through a full body mobilization. We're going to spend a pretty good amount of time on the feet and ankles, given that that's going to be extremely important for maintaining balance. Also making sure that we're nice and active on the feet there. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start off with the short stick first, and we're going to go with the feet and ankles. So I'm going to take a wide stance, wider than shoulder width. My toes are going to be pointed forward. I have the stick in line with my center line here. Bottom of the stick is angled in. We're just using it for balance. So my hands are going to be about roughly sternum height. I'm going to sink down into that horse stance. Remember, you want to keep your spine up nice and tall. And I'm going to bring both heels up nice and high. You want to hold. And we're going to teeter-totter going back and forth. So I'm going to drop my right heel down. Once it touches the floor, I'm going to bring it up and drop my left heel down at the same time. Switch. So right heel down, left heel up. Good. Left heel down. Right heel up, make sure all 5 toes are in contact with the floor here. Now we're just going back and forth here. We want to keep it nice and smooth. We want to make sure that we're not changing the level of our body and our hips. It's just getting movement and load onto the ankle here. Good. Keep going. So right heel down. Good. Left heel high. Left heel down. Right heel high. Now keep both ankles up. We're going to go lateral shifts. So we want to drive the heel out away from the center line and then bring it in. Showing on that big toe here. Out. Good on the pinky toe. In. On the big toe. Out. Pinky toe. In. Big toe. Back to center. Now left. So shift out. Good. In, out, in, one more, out, and in. Back to center, and down. Excellent, good. Now, we're still gonna go with the foot and ankle drill. However, we're gonna go to a split stance. That is gonna be reminiscent of what we're actually gonna be doing because we are gonna be working from a split stance type of position. Now, from here, I'm going to take a relatively wide big stance. So I'm not super far apart here, but I want to make sure I'm in a spot where I can actually maintain balance. Now, what I'm going to do from this position here is I'm going to get down into almost like a half lunge position, but I'm going to focus on keeping my right heel up nice and high, or mostly focusing on that right foot. So the stick is going to actually be on the outside of my front foot here, lined up with the heel. I'm gonna have my right hand down towards my hip, so almost about hip level here. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna squat down just a little bit, get into a split stance position. Notice my left heel is up nice and high. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna pull my right elbow in so it meets my right hip, and I'm actually laterally flexing over to the right. Now, as I do that, my left hand is just gonna hang down, but I'm gonna bring that right heel up, nice and high, hold, and then back down. So that's 1, bring it up again. That's 2, good, up. 3, good, up. 4, one more time, and up. 5, and ease off. Excellent. Now, as you're doing that, you should be feeling those obliques and that lat kind of kick on. you're actively driving that elbow in towards that hip. So I'm gonna face forward here. Left foot is forward. Bottom of the stick's lined up with the heel. Hand is roughly about waist height here. And I'm gonna drop down into that half lunge position. Pull that left elbow coming in towards my left hip. And I wanna make contact. Keep that contact there. And I'm gonna do that same thing. I'm gonna bring that left heel up. Good. And then down. Up. 2, down, up, 3, down, up, 4, down, and up, 5, and down, ease off. Excellent. You'll find that that position is a position we're going to get into later on. We're going to take both long sticks here. Now we're going to work with the pelvis. So we're actually going to start with anterior, posterior, and we're going to move into lateral shifts here. So we're going to start with a wide stance, okay? Wider than shoulder width, bottom of the sticks are angled in towards me, hands are roughly about shoulder height, in a nice good horse stance here. I'm going to drive both sticks down 20%, and I'm going to do a posterior tilt. So I'm going to tuck my pelvis in, squeeze my glutes, driving those knees out away from one another. So abducting and externally rotating the hips. Now I'm gonna do an anterior tilt, tucking my pelvis the opposite way. Breathe, posterior tilt, squeeze those glutes. Good, anterior tilt. Posterior tilt. Anterior tilt. Should be feeling those lower and mid back tissues tighten. Posterior tilt, hold. Now lateral hip bump, so I'm gonna bump my right hip up. Excellent, and then my left hip up. Right, left, right, left, right, left, back to center. Let's go a few more tilts here. Anterior tilt. Posterior tilt, anterior tilt, and posterior tilt. Excellent. Back to center and ease off. Wonderful. Now we're going to do stick taps. And what we're going to do is we're going to do an abductor. So from this position, feet are together, bottom of the sticks are angled out wide. We want to go wide here. We're just tapping. We're not actually going to drive against the stick for any long period of time besides a moment. So hands are going to be at roughly about shoulder height here. We're going to drive both sticks down. We're going to start with that left foot. So hover that left foot off the floor. Make sure your right foot is active, driving your toes into the floor. And I'm going to bring that left foot out, tap and touch, and then back in. That's 1, tap, 2, tap, 3, tap, 4, tap, 5, keep that left foot pointed forward, tap, 6, tap, 7, tap, 8, tap, 9, one more time, 10, excellent. Place that foot down, still driving those sticks down, hover the right foot. You should be about 30% tension here. Bring it out. 1, out, 2, out, 3, out, 4, out, 5, out, 6, out, 7, 8, 9, one more time, and 10. Good, and ease off. As you're doing those, notice we're not shifting here and there. You still want to remain upright. So if someone were to take a stick away, you shouldn't topple over, right? You should still be in a nice, good, tall, strong, stable position. Now from here, we're going to get into a double monkey hang, and we're going to add in some rotation along with it here. So I'm going to take my right foot forward, left foot back. Remember, you can always wiggle your feet back as you need to here. Bottom of the sticks are right behind the heel of my front foot. Hands are up nice and high. And I want to make sure I get a pretty good amount of hang in my hands. So from here, I'm going to sink that back leg down, get a nice good hang. I'm going to lightly drive the sticks into the floor about 20%, and then I'm going to rotate side to side. So I'm going to rotate to my right, and then I'm going to rotate to my left. Now, something I want you to pay attention to is keeping your hips from rotating. The movement's only coming from the mid-back and shoulders. 2, 1 more each way. 3, good, ease off. Now we're gonna switch sides. I'll show from the front here. Left foot is forward, right foot is back. Line of 6 up the same. Drop that back leg down. Good. Drive the sticks into the floor. Rotate left and right. Left, right, left, and right. Back to center and come out nice and slow. So we're now going to go to the floor here. We're going to work on rotation. Is this going to be the open book rotation here? So we've done this before. You want to make sure you have the corner of a wall, something stable to drive the stick into here. I'm going to start with my right side on the floor here. Now the rule for this is that bottom leg, that foot is going to be on top of the stick. The left, or our top hip, is going to be under the stick because this allows us to kind of pin that side down. Now, with the other stick, it's going to be behind us. This is what, again, is going to allow us to open up and rotate. So I'm going to have my hand on a stick. My left knee is roughly about 90 degrees, or roughly about hip height here. With this right hand, I'm going to pull down towards the floor. That's the first part. Now, with my left hand up nice and high, I'm going to lightly drive into the wall. So I'm going to get a little bit of lat activation here. And I'm going to open up and rotate to the left. Breathe. Back up. And then open up and rotate again. Make sure you're breathing into the stretcher. One more time. Good, back up and relax. Now we're gonna switch sides here. So remember, this is a good drill to do if you're noticing that you're getting more rotation on one side versus the other. So if one side feels tighter, that's the side you want to focus on. So for me, rotating to my left is a little tighter than my right. Right leg is up here. Drive that right stick down, pull that left hand down towards the floor, open up and rotate. Breathe. Come back up. We'll do 2 more. One more time. Breathe. Excellent. Slowly come out and relax. Perfect. Now we're going to go to a half kneeling position. Only going to need 1 stick for this. And I'm gonna have my right leg forward here. Now for this drill, we're gonna get a little bit of everything. We're gonna get some thoracic rotation. We're also gonna get a stretch in that anterior part of that back hip. But as we do this here, we're pulling apart, so we're getting that upper back activation as well. So we're gonna take this long stick, we're gonna place it behind our mid back here. Now my back foot, it's plantar flex, I have it extended. So I'm gonna drive the top of my foot into the floor here. From here, right foot is forward, hands are out, sticks at mid back. I'm gonna drive my back foot into the floor. I'm gonna get a little bit of activation on that anterior tissues. And I'm gonna tuck my pelvis posteriorly, squeeze my glute, right? Might feel a little bit of a stretch here in the front of that hip already. So let's hold this position for about 15 seconds. Allow that hip to get a little bit of a stretch here. Make sure you're breathing. Ease off. Now we're gonna shift forward here. So same thing, drive that back foot into the floor, only about 10 to 20%. Tuck your pelvis, squeeze your left glute, and shift your hips forward a bit. You're gonna notice that you're gonna feel those hips open up. Now from here, I'm gonna rotate the left end of the stick down, place it on the floor, pull apart, about 20%. Should feel the upper back activate. Excellent, good. Ease off, back up. Rotate the center, rotate the right end forward, get it on the inside of the leg, place it down, pull apart. Remember, only about 20% here. Just need a little bit of activation. Ease off, back up, back to center, rotate that left hand down again. Pull apart. Excellent. Ease off, back up, return to center. Now the right end down. Place it, pull apart. Breathe. Back up, turn to center, and ease off. Excellent. So I'm actually going to turn to the side here. Do that same thing. Now that left leg is forward. We're going to go through that same process. So drive that back foot into the floor, squeeze the right glute, tuck the pelvis. Take advantage of that stretch in the front of the hip. Breathe. Excellent, and ease off. Now we're gonna go into shifting forward and rotating. So drive the back foot down, tuck your pelvis, squeeze your glute, and shift forward a bit. Rotate the right end of the stick down, pull apart. Breathe. Ease off, come up, rotate the left side forward, place it down, pull apart. Spine should be loosening up quite a bit here. Ease off, back up to neutral, rotate the right end forward and down, pull apart. Good. Back to center, rotate the left end down, pull apart. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Back to center and ease off. Wonderful. Now, we're going to utilize positioning and creating tension since we are getting into a landmine type drill. So we're going to be doing a coiled lunge. So we're going to be stepping forward. Staying in a coiled position just means that we do not disconnect that side. That side stays connected the entire time, right? And we're only going to do this in about 5 repetitions, so 5 steps. You do not need to make these strides big. You can keep them short, right? We're gonna use a stick to warm up. Now what we're gonna practice here is simply going to be position. Now I'm gonna have the bottom of the stick in front, and I'm gonna keep this basically the same way as I would for a landmine, or what we're gonna do, which the hand that's gonna hold the kettlebell, that hand's gonna be down and my thumb is gonna be facing in towards my body, so that arm is gonna be internally rotated. This arm is gonna look like so. I'm gonna connect that right side, right? Now, since the right side is gonna be connected, my right leg is gonna be forward. So I'm gonna have a split stance position, right? Right foot is forward, roll. Always remember this, both heels off the floor, right? You wanna keep those heels nice and high. Now what I'm gonna do from here, with my left hand straight down in line with my center line, right elbow is gonna come to my right hip, right? So we need to stay connected. And I wanna press hard into that hip and drive my hip up hard into my elbow. Keeping my hand straight down, what I'm gonna do from here is I'm going to squat down into a lunge, and then I'm going to step forward with that left foot, keeping that left heel high and still connected on that right side. So back, step in, that's 2, back, step in, 3, back, step in, 4, back and step in, 5, excellent, ease off. Now we're gonna switch sides. So now my right hand is down, thumb is facing in towards my body, left side, left elbow to left hip, and left hip up into that left elbow. I'm gonna step back with the right, left heel is up high, driving the hip up. I'm gonna squat down. Step in, it's 1, step in, 2, step in, 3, step in, 4, and step in, 5. Ease off. Wonderful. Now, we're actually going to put that into motion. So now we're going to use a kettlebell. This is going to add some external load to the movement. So the kettlebell that I'm using, it's not that heavy. You do not need to go all that heavy for this particular drill. I'm going to start coiled on my right side. Right side's going to be connected. Remember, as you're stepping forward, and it's going to require some coordination and balance, do not let that right elbow disconnect from that right hip. So the position I'm going to start in, right foot forward, left foot back, just like we did with the stick, connecting that right side. I'm going to go down, I'm going to grab the kettlebell with my thumb facing back in towards me. This is my position here. I'm going to hover this back knee off the floor, right heel's up high. I'm going to step in, 1, and then step forward with the right. Okay, step in, that's 2. Step forward with the right, step in, 3, and ease off. Good. We're gonna do that again. Now we're gonna go with the opposite side. So as we do this, again, just keep it connected. So I'm actually gonna start from here so you can see a little bit of a different angle. Left side's connected, gripping in, step in, 1, step forward with the left, stay connected on that left side, 2, step up, 3, excellent, ease off, take a second. You should be feeling those obliques fire really, really hard. That's what we're going for. We're trying to really get that lateral chain nice and active here. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a further step back. Let's do 5 repetitions here. All right, we're gonna connect to that right side. Okay. So right side is gonna be connected. Keep that heel high. Up, it's 1, step forward, it's 2, step forward, 3, step forward, 4, one more time, step forward, 5, excellent, ease off. We're gonna switch sides here. Same thing, left side is connected. Keep it connected, put the kettlebell up, 1, step forward, up, 2, step forward, 3, step forward, 4, one more time, and 5. Excellent. He's off. Take a second. So, as you're going through, you're probably going to find it's a little hard to balance. Firstly, you should not keep your feet in line. Create some space. You want to go with a little bit of a wider base. But here's another tip. Keep your head over to that side that you're actively working, right? So if my left side connected, I want to have my head over that left foot, or almost think about kind of pushing your chin in towards that shoulder, right? That's holding the kettlebell. It'll keep your head over your foot. Let's go again. Let's go another 5 reps. Right side connected, in, so here, step, 1, step forward, keep it connected on the right, 2, up, 3, up, 4, step in, up, 5. Excellent. Let's go back. So get connected on that left side, nice and hard. Step in, 1, up, 2, up, 3, up, 4, up, 5. Good. Excellent. Take a break for a minute. You're going to notice that your heart rate's going to get up a little bit, right? It's really hard. But remember, this is a dynamic thing. However, we're still holding an isometric contraction, isometric tension. We need to keep it there the entire time. Let's go one last time. One last time. So connect it on that right side. Good. Up. 1, step forward. Up. 2. Up. 3. Up. 4. Up. 5. Good. One more time going back. You're doing good, everybody. Doing good. It's a little bit more of an intense one today. So connect it on that left. Heel up. High. Up. 1. Up. 2. Up. 3. Up. 4. One more time. Up. 5. Excellent. Good. Now we got that done. We're gonna do a little bit of a balance drill. So you're gonna use that kettlebell. Again, you need a little bit of room, or you can do it stationary. The last drill, you don't have to make steps forward, right? You can just focus on keeping that side connected, starting here, up, and then stepping right back. The same thing we did with the stick, it's just keeping it more stationary, right? If you don't have the space. Now, this next drill is a marching drill. So what we're gonna do with this is we're gonna have the kettlebell in a front rack position. Now, as we do this, we're gonna go through marches. We're gonna do 3 per side, and then we're gonna switch hands. This is gonna offload, right? So it's gonna keep in tension that opposite oblique. So we need to resist that lateral flexion here. Right, so let's go ahead and get into the marches here. So we're gonna bring the kettlebell into that front rack position. Go from here, I'm gonna step forward. Again, you don't have to step forward, you can stand in place. So from here, I'm gonna start with my left foot down, right foot up. It's 1, small step forward. 2, small step forward. 3, 4, 5, one more time, 6. Excellent. Place it down. We're going to switch sides. And I'm going to step back here So again, a little bit of a different angle. Front rack position on that left, same thing. Feet together, right up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. Place down. Now we're going to switch sides. So, cool balance drill. We're doing a lot of balance stuff today, but really working on getting all those tissues, the lateral chain, the hips, to all work synergistically to try to keep you as balanced as you can possibly be. Let's go ahead and switch over to the right side. Here, same thing. Three marches per side, 6 in total. Hand is under, feet are together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. Down. We're going to switch sides. So you notice your feet and ankles are going to be working really, really hard, which is why I spent a little bit more time on the foot and ankle drills today. Let's get up into that front rack position. Good. Right leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one more, 6. Excellent. Ease off. Wonderful. Now, let's go to get into the deep fascial stretching here, right? We're going to use the long stick. We're going to start off with the snake and reach. We're going to open up those ribs, open up the chest, open up the shoulders. So if you have a padded knee on, this would be a perfect time to actually grab one. So we're going to start with my left leg forward. And with the snake and reach, be careful, right? If it's painful, if you're starting to get a pinching sensation, or if it's too intense of a stretch, do not be afraid to back out of this. This can be a relatively intense stretch. I'm gonna have my left foot out wide. Always start with your foot out wide because that starts you off in the least stretch position. The stick is roughly in line with my mid-thigh of my left leg. Right hand is gonna be up over the top, thumb facing down towards the floor. Now we're gonna need to snake this left shoulder through and grab the bottom of the stick. Now the stick is under my left shoulder blade, right? It's not on it, it's not on top, it's not on my rear delt, it's under the shoulder blade here. The positioning of that is super important. Now from here, I'm gonna walk my right hand up to the top, if you can manage it, and wrap my thumb around. If this is a stretch position for you, if you get a pretty relatively intense stretch, hold this position. If you want to get a little bit more of an intense stretch, you can bring the bottom of the stick towards your center line. So I'm gonna bring it in, good. My right hand is now reaching further back, and I want to keep this right elbow straight. I'm gonna wiggle my left foot in a little bit more. Now from here, you're gonna get a stretch in the pec, rib cage, shoulder. If you're tight, this is gonna feel pretty intense, but it's also gonna feel pretty good. Now from here, I'm gonna shift my weight forward onto that front leg. Good, and I'm gonna shift my hips back. Shift forward, back, shift forward, back, one more time, and shift forward, and back. Move your foot out, bring the bottom of the stick out a little bit, walk that right hand down, and slowly come out. Excellent. We're gonna switch sides here. So I'll turn to a different angle. Right foot is forward, wiggle it out. Stick is in line with that mid-thigh. Left hand's up, paw, thumb facing down towards the floor, snake that right shoulder through. Remember to get it under the shoulder blade. Walk that left hand up if you can. Do not force this, all right? You want to keep this. If it's too much to walk your hand up, keep your hand down. Now from here, I'm gonna move in towards my center line, bring my foot in. Good, getting a nice good stretch in the pec. Especially that pec minor area, if that's where you're tight at. Now I'm gonna shift forward. Then back, 1. 2. 3. 4. One more time. 5. Excellent. Wiggle that right foot out. Move the bottom of the stick out. Walk that left hand down. And slowly come out. Excellent. Now we're going to get into a drill to work on thoracic extension. So we're going to need a corner of the wall, something stable to have the sticks driving into. All right. Now we're going to start from a tall kneeling position, but we're going to sink the hips back and sit our hips on our ankles here. Now where the hands are going to be, that's going to be dependent on you and your mobility, but the way I grip the sticks is I have my hands either about roughly forehead height or a little higher here. This allows us to kind of work into the position we need to be in. Now from here, I'm going to stay in a tall kneeling position, and my first move is to kind of hinge forward into it. And I'm kind of getting a little bit of a stretch, but you should be feeling that stretch in the T-spine and mid-back. Now from here, I'm going to sink my hips back, kind of driving my torso forward. Should be feeling that thoracic spine kind of opening up here. Back up. Excellent. Sink back. Breathe. Up. Sink back. Good. One more time. And sink back. Back up. And ease off. Excellent. Good. Now we're going to get into the bow and arrow, finish off. We're going to do our standard bow and arrow, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do a version to kind of get into that QL. So we're actually going to flip our hand up towards the ceiling, or more of a thumbs up type of grip on the stick. So I'm going to have a roughly hip width stance, toes are going to be pointed forward, the bottom of the stick is outside my midfoot. Still line up with my midfoot here. If you want a little more tension, bring the stick in a bit more. Right hand's going to be up over the top, thumb facing down towards the floor. I'm going to drive the hips away, and then I'm going to extend both hands out. Trying to create as much length on that right side as I can. Now, if you can't, try to keep both legs straight. If you need to bend that inner leg, that's okay. I'm going to slowly ease off. Excellent. We're going to rotate the stick a bit. Now we're going to grip with the thumbs up grip. So I'm going to reach over, thumb is up towards the ceiling. Same thing, drive the hips away, then extend, hands out. You're going to feel a little bit more towards the hip and that QL a bit. Excellent, ease off. Take a second, switch sides. So now six on my right side. Where left hand is up over the top, thumb facing down. Drive those hips away first. Extend both hands out. Breathe. Ease off. Rotate that stick a bit. Now with the thumbs up grip the stick, drive those hips out, extend. 3, 2, 1, and slowly ease off. And wonderful. And that, my friends, concludes today's stick mobility class. Thank everybody for joining me. I hope everybody had fun with this class today. Wanted to do something a little bit more dynamic, utilizing a kettlebell, and also do something that's a little fun, right? However, I will catch y'all next time. As usual, stay safe. Have a good one, folks.